What you're doing, you're rewriting it. You seen the film The Matrix? Yeah. You're rewriting your subconscious mind. You're rewriting your pattern. That's what you're doing right now. Because every time you write, you're sending 10,000 signals to your brain. If you're just taking notes on your phone, I know some people are, that's good, that's better than not taking notes, but you're only sending 8 signals to your brain. When you write it down, it's 10,000. Okay, so my first mentor, Bob Proctor, he said, write down your goal in present tense with your left hand if you're right-handed. Why? It causes even more thinking, right? So because wealth is a mental transformation, which we'll get into, but there's really 4 basics to success, just 4 basics, that's it. Not 4 complications, 4 basics. And this is really a filter. It's a filter that has to run through, that has to run through your mind every day. You need to ask yourself, where am I on the basics? What am I doing? Right? Constantly be questioning what you're doing. Be aware of what you're naturally drawn to. Because right now, your results, your bank account, your relationships, your body, everything is a representation of your level of awareness, your consciousness. Okay, so I used to, like I remember saying to my mentor, man, when I get to a certain income, I want to take you to that nightclub. And he was like, bro, when you get to that income, you're not gonna want to go to that nightclub. And I never really knew what he meant by that. It's because I was, at that time, the reason why I was at the income I was at was because of what I was attracted to. So pay attention to what you're attracted to. Why do you like eating at certain places? Why do you like wearing certain brands? Why don't you want to travel first class? Why don't you want a lot of money? Like, start to question, why am I turning down the things that I secretly deep down really want, if I was going to be honest, right? So there's 4 basics. Let's just say, for instance, so success, guys. Success is a bit of a weird word. Success is not a destination, it's a journey, right? So I right now feel how you will feel right now. What's that? I want more. Raise your hand if you want more. I want more. What does that mean? Don't be ungrateful for where you are right now. Let's just say, for instance, that your goal is just for the sake of today. Let's just say, for instance, your goal is to make 10,000 a month. Remember what I said? If you're making 10,000 a month as a director in this company, you are actually below the 1% club. So you're below in the entire UK. So your goal is to get 10,000 a month in your sleep. Why UK? I mean, maybe not in Miami or Dubai, but in the UK, you can live a pretty good life just on 10,000 a month. You can, you ain't got to look left and right. I used to go to restaurants and read the menu from right to left. Read the prices first and then go, let's see what I like. Going into a shop and going straight before I check if I even like it. I used to let me not look at the t-shirt. Let me look at the price tag. Oh yeah, let's have a look at it, right? To see if I can afford it. Right, but 10,000 a month, you can pretty much, you pretty much stop looking at price tags, to be honest. Let's just say, for instance, that's 10,000 a month. I promise you guys, once you get to 10,000 a month, this is a promise. Remember this. You're gonna want 20,000 a month. Okay, you're gonna want 20. I promise you. You're not. Why? Because of the principles that you've applied to get to 10. You're gonna be now. It's unconscious. I was talking downstairs about people on a hypnotic rhythm. Right now, everyone's on a pattern. They're on a pattern. You can find that your success is hidden in your habits. Everyone's on a pattern right now. You're either on a pattern to create poverty or you're on a pattern to create wealth. So if you're applying these principles to get to 10, you will, trust me, you will want to be at 20. I promise you, right? Let's just say that's success. So what success means? It's a moving target. There's no destination, guys. It's not a cap. A goal is not a cap. I don't like putting caps on my income goal. That's what most people say. They don't understand. It's a service station. That's what it is. It's where you're going to go and then set the next goal, all right? But it is important to get very clear. How do you write out your goal? I am, ready for this, so happy and grateful. Right? Now that I earn and receive over, you never want to limit it, over 10,000 per month. Right? You can even add in little things like easily. Right? It is done. And then you want to sign it. Come on. Right? Why do you put and receive? A lot of you earn 10,000 a month right now for your boss. You want to receive 10,000 a month. Makes sense? Trust me, your mind works just like the GPS. We went to Nottingham. We had to put the postcode in. 1 digit off, we're in a different hotel. You get that? the exact amount that you want. Okay, super important. So once you've decided that's your goal, okay, now you need to understand there's certain principles that you're gonna have to follow for this to become a reality. Okay, the first thing is this. Number one, it's a question. Who do you listen to? Leo saw this exact training last night. I did this last night for Nottingham. I had people come up to me after, almost in tears. I'm not even joking. Fired up, texting me like, "It's done, right?" Like, but you saw this last night, right? This is all I train on. All my leaders, they train on this. All my leaders that I listen to, they train on this. Trust me. I was working at a Jaguar Land Rover. I listened to The Stranger's Secret, and then the next audio that came out, it was a blank screen, and it was a guy called Kevin Trudeau. Kevin Trudeau, he talked about this, the four basics of success. It's called Your Wish Is Your Command. It's 12 hours long, mate. I was hooked. 12 hours, and he said that who do you listen to? What's mad is that I started to apply it, and then when I got into the issue of the network marketing, all of a sudden all my leaders were listening to the same information. Why? Because the truth is the truth. You see, if you, like I say, if you listen to successful people, they speak a certain way. You've probably heard a lot of what I'm saying right now on Instagram. You've probably heard all the successful people that say the same thing. It's a language. Money's a language. So who do you listen to? If your goal is to do 10,000 a month, who would be a smart person to listen to? Someone who's making 10,000 a month. You get that? So when I decided, hey, listen, my goal is to get to 10,000 a month, I had to immediately stop listening to all my friends. My mom, my dad, like, just because you're in this room right now, this business doesn't mean because people say, I'm in now, and I got scared because I'm like, because once you become aware of this, you can't be unaware of it. So in every room, I'm like thinking, like, who do I need to listen to? Who am I okay to be around, right? Because most people don't make money. Just because you're in the business doesn't mean they're making money. Like, who are you listening to? Like, you'll see the leaders. I said to Aaron, bro, just lock in with me and Jin. Watch what happens. Just lock in. If we're excited about something, be excited about it. If we say do it. Not because like I want to be in control of you, bro. Not. I'm saying like the people that are making the money. It's a frequency. There's like a channel of it. We're all on the same page. We're all saying the same things. It's how it works, guys. Who do you listen to? After this room, if you all set a goal, which you all should definitely set a goal, you need to be very, very conscious of who you're going to listen to after this room. When someone gives you an opinion, which they will, press pause, take a look at them, look them up and down like this. Like, look at them and go, do I want to attract their reality? Do I want their money? Do I want their life? Do I want their body? Do I want to be like them? If the answer's no, just thank them and keep it moving. You get that? But you can't do that unless you have a goal. You see, without the goal, you can listen to everyone. You get that? Yeah. That's why people can just chill with anyone. You don't know who your real friends are until you set yourself a goal. Mm-hmm. You know what you're doing the invite. You know really what you're doing. You're saying, listen, I've made a decision. I'm going to get to 10,000 a month. Do you want to be my friend still? Do you want to come? Do you want to come with me or not? Hopefully you do, because if you don't, I am going to have to disassociate for a season of my life because you've got habits right now which aren't aligning with where I'm going. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So you need to. This is why most people don't make it. Like I just said, 40-year-olds at one of the lads. It's embarrassing. I see it. They care more about the opinions of their friends than they do giving their wife a good life. That blows my mind. I'm telling you. Who do you listen to? Super, super important in the area of health and fitness, in the area of, relationships, and in the area of making money. Okay, you got to decide who are you going to lock into, who are you going to listen to. Okay, super important. That's the first basic. Now, once you've got that, the second basic is called the Teachability Index. Okay, the Teachability Index. Okay, what this is basically your willingness to learn times by your willingness to change. Now, they taught this information in all these secret societies, man. It blows my mind. Do you know what I mean? Because that's all it is. They've got access to information. This is how they live their life. They know this. You want to get to a point where you can actually do this training yourself. You want to get to a point where you can actually you can do it yourself. You want to know it off by heart, Because by then, you're living it. You're living the information, right? You want to know this information at the back of it. I might pull you aside 6 months from now. So listen, what's basic number 2? TPD intellect. Boom, perfect, good. Just to check that you're still on the basics, because you stay on the basics, your life will keep getting better. Because it's called self-awareness. Most people just thinking like, they're not even thinking. Just got this product through life. They have random conversations at the coffee machine at work for like, with a guy who's broke as a joke, same bank as them, just talking about nonsense all day. Okay, or in the scroll hole, whatever, just wasting their time, So, the billionaire has 24 hours a day, the beggar has 24 hours a day. Who are you listening to? Who are you talking to? Who are you spending time with? So, this is your willingness to learn times your willingness to change. Everyone in this room is obviously willing to learn, which is great, right? But not many of you are willing to change. This is where the rubber meets the road. So, in this business, like Aaron said, you are going to have to change. Okay, now if you look at the word challenge, right? The first 3 letters and the last 3 letters spells change, meaning changing is going to be challenging. Or not only that, every challenge that you face, you want to be successful people. We're like delusional, we're tapped. We're actually grateful for challenges. Most people, they get a challenge, they run from it. They get a challenge, they're like, oh. When we're faced with a challenge, we're like, an opportunity to change. You see that? Optimistic. Everything's a plus. Everything's an asset. We're not victims. You get that? We turn everything's for us, not to us. Life happens for us, not to us. Every challenge creates change. That's what you want. For things to change, things have to change. For things to get better, if you ask God for more strength, be prepared for some things to carry. Does that make sense? You have to go through the test to get the testimony. Most people, they want the story, they want the glory, but without the story, right? So this is the key. So willing to learn. You have to be constantly willing to learn, right? Willing to learn. But when you chose your mentor and your mentor says, hey, listen, you get started in the business, fantastic. Write a list of 100 people. You're going to be instantly met with teachability index. Some of you say, oh, I don't know 100 people. You're not teachable. Now, it's not negative, but just understand, just from this moment on, if we say do something and you come back with an excuse, just understand that I'm thinking teachability is very low here. It's not a bad thing. I'm just saying, just to be aware of, I know that your teachability is very low here. That's okay. What makes me different, and you ask my wife this, if you ask my wife, Jake, what's Jake's biggest strength? She'll say, whenever Jake gets a command from his mentor, he does it immediately. He changes. I'll drop anything. I'll upset anyone and everyone. I'm telling you, if my mentor says do this, I'm doing it because I'm scared to go back to where I'm from. I'm scared to not get the nugget that he's trying to give me. Makes sense? Having a mentor is like having a time machine. Like, it took me. Do you realize? I mean, Aaron did in 13 days what took me like 18 months to get to 1,000 a month in this business consistently. He did it in 13 days. That's how it should be. You see, when you decide who you're listening to, that doesn't mean that person's better than you. The mentee actually has all the power. You see why? Because you can take, like these lads here, they can take everything that I am, everything, and you can add you. So now you're all of me plus you. You get that? So the mentee has the power. The successor is supposed to surpass the mentee. The mentee is supposed to surpass the mentor. That's actually a good sign of a good mentor. If you meet a mentor that wants to be the king of the castle, that's an insecure leader. That's an insecure mentor. I've got an abundance mentality, right? So that's how you want to be. So when your mentor says do something, boom, I'm willing to learn, fantastic. I'm willing to change, right? Cody ran it the other day. Hey Jake, I'm thinking about doing this, and this. Think it's a good idea? Bro, I've tried it, I wouldn't do it. He was like, okay, cool, thank you. Say no more. Boom, put the phone down. I thought, fucking hell. Guys willing to learn and change. You see that? Constantly. It's the first thing I thought. These guys have got it, man. These guys are understanding it, but they're doing it unconsciously. It's mad. I'm not sure if you know this information or not, but it's a frequency, right? You gotta be willing to learn, you gotta be willing to change. All right, super simple, man. Super simple concept. Please be aware of this. Now, this is where things get really interesting now. So the third basic is the training balance scale. Okay, because that bit's pretty simple. I know it's hard to do. It's not. This is simple, but it's not easy, right? The training balance scale. What this is basically is that there's two sides to success. You've got the physical and you've got the spiritual. Okay. Now, by the way, guys, I'm fully aware that writing down "I'm so happy and grateful," it sounds like it's something you do with like your 5-year-old or something like that. It's like mad and it's crazy. But you need to understand how your subconscious mind works. Your subconscious mind, it's a block. Like my son, he was born like, and everyone who was a child once, right? Everyone, right? So you were born, right? You were born without a conscious mind, meaning everything. Some people are, I can't relate to that. Well, you was a kid once. Yes, that's you, right? So everything around you was going in. What you hear, see, smell, taste, and touch goes into your subconscious mind, and it creates like a pattern, right? And what happens is it puts your body into a vibration, and you're going to attract certain results, right? So you need to understand that when I say this, you're putting a new seed into your subconscious mind. You're putting a new pattern in there. Does that make sense? And it's going to put your body into a certain vibration, whether you like it or not. Like if I drop this pen, it's going to drop. If you don't believe in gravity, it doesn't matter. You jump off the top of this building, it's dead. You know you're dead, right? So it doesn't matter if you believe in this information or not. But this information is going to work for the people that work it, whether you like it or not. We're going to take this organisation from where it is right now to the hundreds and thousands, whether you like it or not. We're going to take G-Food to $1 billion company, whether you like it or not. You get that, right? Doesn't matter. Do you want to apply it? Do you want to be a part of it, which is fantastic? I would definitely recommend it, right? So there's two sides of success. This is the visible world, right? Visible. This is the invisible, right? Did you know that everything that is visible was once invisible? Like this flip chart was literally in the mind of a man before it became physical. The reason why we say have a goal is because your imagination, what happens is here, you create it here, right? You create it here, but it gets created over here. You get that? You create, because most people, here's where they go wrong. They want to join this business and they want to do all the work. They're like, man, tell me what to do. I'm like, well, first of all, the first step when you join the business is think about what you want. Why do you want it? Why is that? Because I don't want you doing all this work for no reason. Because you're trying to manifest something which doesn't exist yet. You're trying to literally bring nothing into reality. You need to create what you want in your mind. I know it's manifestation, man.
Thanks.
This is manifestation. I'm telling you right now, your imagination, Steve Harvey, the comedian from America, he actually said, your imagination is the preview of life's coming attractions, but it works negative and positive. If you imagine something negative, that's called worrying. Called anxiety. What you're going to do is you're going to put your body into an anxious state, and you're going to attract nothing but negative things, because that's what you're thinking about. What we think about, we bring about. This is actually, I would say, 99% of success. This is 1% of it. This is frequency. Frequency. All right. This is the action that you take. It's mad, isn't it? Crazy. This is the work. Right? This is the energy. Wealthy people, they understand that their brain literally sends out signals. Like we've got this here, this is called a reticular activating system. You decide, hey, listen, I want a red Ferrari. I promise you, if you make that significance in your mind, you're going to start to see red Ferraris everywhere. You're going to see it, guys. Elliot wants a G-Wagon. Every time with Elliot, I just see so many G-Wagons. He's like G-Wagon. I never see him when it's not me. Because why? I'm not too fussed about G-Wagon, but he wants one. So when I'm with him, I see him everywhere. It's mad. This is how it works. So when you say, listen, I want to get to 10,000 a month, here's what happens, guys, and this is crazy. You actually, let me see if I can find this book. But what happens is, guys, you start to attract all the events, circumstances, into your life to actually manifest what you want. It's mad how it works, man. There's a bit like that. You ready for this? When the idea is first planted, Ideas are intangible forces, but they have more power than the physical brains that give birth to them. They have power to live on after the brain that creates them has returned to dust. 2 seconds, guys. This book blows my mind, man. Skepticism in connection with all new ideas is the characteristic of all human beings. Every person that you talks about G-Food, they're going to be skeptical. Okay, so you have to relate to them. Hey, listen, man, I was skeptical too. I thought the same thing. Phil Fact found I felt the same way until I found out the facts. You get that? So I understand everyone's skeptical, which is cool because of this book. I just read this book and just apply it in my life. You know, I'm not, you know, like I say, I'm not a whiz kid. I just study success. Right? These instructions will be no value unless you decide to organize them into a plan of action. I'm going to give you it right now. So I can't find it, but there's 2 sides to success. Okay, this is part of it. You need to understand that frequency is what you frequently see. This is a goal, right? Goal. Everyone needs to get some sort of like goal card, right? I've got a dream board, a vision board, right? You see successful people, they do this all the time. I'm not sure if you know, what's his name, Jim Carrey. He wrote on a thing. I will have £10 million in my possession, and he manifested it. He used to drive down wealthy people's roads, sit in his dream car, look around dream homes. See, we hear this information, but we don't apply it. Why? Because we're scared of broke people's opinions, which blows my mind. Because broke people's opinions aren't going to get you paid. You get that? So when someone says, "I want to go and sit in my dream car," man, I'm like, "That's a great idea. You should probably do that." Like, I do that quite often. Do you know what I mean? It's normal. That's what we do. We always dream build. This is everything. Here's a big one. Words. Oh man, this is everything. This is everything, man. Words. You got 2 gates into your subconscious mind. To this here, your subconscious mind. There's two parts to your mind. Subconscious, conscious. There's 2 gates. You've got your ear and you've got your eyes. So everything you see and everything you hear goes into your subconscious mind. Okay. If you look at the last 3 letters in eyes, it spells yes. So whatever you see every day is what you're going to be. Which is why I got a goal card. Because how do you emotionalize emotions? Right? How do you when you write this down, the chance of you believing that is very slim because you've probably never done that before. But I promise you, every day, if you keep seeing it, I shared on this morning's call. I'm not sure if you tuned into the director's frequency, right? That when I was little, I went to the fish and chip shop and I fell over with the fish and chips after on this like plastic thing, and I was screwed, man, because these lads saw me, they laughed at me. So I threw the chips in a bush, I threw the money, the change, in a bush, and I went home and I told my dad that I'd been robbed. And my dad got the police around and was driving around Birmingham trying to find these people that don't exist. But I had to keep this lie up for so long because I felt bad. And then about 4 years later, I said, "Dad, you know, back in the day that was a lie." But it got to the point, do you know why I had to tell him? Because I actually started to believe it. Actually, because there was a conversation the night before, and I was like, "Yeah, that happened to me." And I was thinking, that didn't happen to you, Jake. What are you talking about? But I started to believe it because if you're looking at the word, if you look at the word believe, guys, the word lie is in believe. So you have to lie to yourself. Well, you know what Granny said today? So you're saying the dream? I said, yeah, man. Someone's got to, because everyone's bought into a nightmare. You get that? We are literally told those lies, you know, money is the root of all. Look, forever, we start to believe it. It's not. If you're a good person, you're going to do good things with money. Who believes you're a good person? Right? Be careful who didn't raise the hand. Right? You're going to do good things with money. A knife is not good or bad. You can use the butt of toes. You can use to stab someone, right? It's the person holding it. It's the person holding the money. It's the same thing, man. If you're a good person, you do good things with money. Money's not good or bad. It just is. So guys, this is everything. So words. Let's get into this. So yeah. So obviously, you need to be clear, right? Obviously, you need to be clear. Obviously, and if you look at the word heart, the word earth, right? It's the same letters. We all live in the same world, but we live on earth, but we all live in different worlds, right? Because as a man thinketh in his heart, so he's going to live on earth, essentially. If you look at the word speak, I love words because words create. Like I'm not a religious guy, but the Bible, it says, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God." The Word was God. What does that mean? God is words. Like your life today looks like the words that you've spoke and other people have spoke to you. That's it. So in order to live in a new world, you need to speak new words. The word speak, because that peak, You ask the average person, especially in Plymouth, hey man, how are you? What they'll say? Not too bad. Not too bad. That's the peak of their day. Not too bad. Just bad then. Just bad. I want you to start saying, when someone asks, how are you? Amazing and getting better every day. I'm amazing and getting better. What's their reaction? They'll be like, what the fuck? You know what's in your coffee, man? You know what I mean? Amazing and getting better every day. Wealthy people, you'll never hear them speak about things that they don't want to attract in their life. The word, abracadabra, what that means is what we speak about becomes. Right? Words are spells. This is the truth. There's a book called Hung by the Tongue. Hung by the Tongue. You should get that book, man. It will change your life. I want you to start being aware of what people think about, what they talk about. Most people, they say, that's expensive. If the reason why you think 10,000 a month is a lot of money is because your parents thought it was a lot of money. You'll know if this information is working for you when the things that you think are expensive today, right now, you'll start to catch yourself going, that's cheap. You'll be like, what the fuck? Like, I remember being absolutely broken, and I went to the Bentley garage, and I was applying this information like a maniac, right? And he's like, yes, he said it's like, I think the monthly payments were like 2,300 for a month for the car. And I thought, really, that's cheap. And I was thinking, Jay, you're broke. But I was like, but it clicked, like, it's working. It's working. The frequency's getting there. You have to actually become a certain person to attract the results, you see. Because if you get results that you're not ready for, you're going to lose them. Who saw people lose weight and put weight back on like a yo-yo? Do you know what? They haven't changed their internal self-image. It's the same with money. You are going to get to the penny what you deserve. Trust me, it's going to happen. So you have to work on your internal belief system. Okay, so there's things that impact your belief system, your environment, the information you download, the people that you listen to, that you associate with, and the experiences. Having exposure. The reason why you should all join this network is because your standards are going to raise. Your standards are going to increase. You cannot hang around people making 10,000 a month in their sleep, and you can't do the same thing as they do. You can't. It's a different conversation. I see Cody Man had a good day today trading. Like, you're going to start to get pissed off because your environment either pulls you up or pulls you down. Right? It's different frequency. So this is key. This is why you've got to be careful with who you associate with. And the fourth basic is time. Okay. Now, but there's levels to learning. So you've got unconscious, incompetent. So this was me in 2017. I was an unconscious incompetent. What does that mean? I was in a prison, and I didn't even know I was in a prison. How can you escape from a prison if you don't know you're in one? You can't. So what happens is, whenever these rooms, people come and we tell them, basically, you're in a prison. Essentially, you're in a prison, right? Because it's true, man. I'm just being honest. If you have to work, and then if you stop and the money stops, you're in a prison, man. You're in a prison. I'm just letting you know. I'm not being negative. I'm just letting you know, man. Like, you're never gonna get freedom, which is okay if that's what if you don't want freedom. But if you do want freedom, you need to understand that is not gonna work. So you're a slave. You're in a prison. Okay. Now, but then you leave this room, and the next step is you're a conscious incompetent. You see that? Because now you're aware. I'll give another example. My son's 2 years old. He's not aware that he can't drive yet. He's not even aware of it. He doesn't even know that he doesn't know. But when he gets to about 9, 10, he's going to start to realise, oh shit, I can't drive. I'm too young, right? I need to be 17 to drive. So he's gone from being an unconscious to conscious competent, right? And then the next one is a conscious competent. So now, if you let's say for instance you come in this room incompetent, you're here now. You've just learned. Hey, listen, wow, what I'm doing. If my goal's 10,000 a month from my sleep, I can't do it. So I'm aware of it now. Perfect. So now you saw GFU. It's like, do you now want to upgrade to the next level, which is a conscious competent, which is now you're now starting to learn how to make money, starting to learn how to make money a different way, how to invest your money. This is who remembers like their first hill start in the car, right, with the clutch and that. And the reverse around the corner, the parallel park, like you're having to really think about it over and over and over and over again. That's called conscious competent, right? The first time I trained on this, I was having to like really think about all the different things. But now it's unconscious competent because that's the next level. Okay, unconscious competent. That's called automatic success. Like the first time Aaron shared the presentation, he was having to really think about every single slide. Now he's just doing it like because it's becoming unconscious competent. That means that he's ready for more money. You get that? See, but this works in the negative as well. See, I used to be an unconscious competent on the dark side of life, on the broke side. I was like losing, didn't even know I was losing. I was habitually just losing every single day, right? I was on a pattern, but I just decided to change that pattern. That's it. So guys, this is the filter right now. I know he's expecting some sort of like magical fairy information, but this is actually like, guys, I'm telling you, this is all I really care about really in my life. Like I said, I'm a very simple guy. I'm a family man. And all I do every day is I think, who do I listen to? What, how teachable and coachable am I right now? What actions am I taking? Right? How do I feel? Am I acting as if the goal's already done? I'm not like just figuring out, hoping to make it work. No, I'm already stepped. I want to be like, I am a millionaire. I am a millionaire. I'm waiting for the results to catch up. I am a millionaire. I'm waiting for the results to catch up. Already am a millionaire. What I'm doing now is I'm looking for those people that want to go director. I'm looking for those six-figure earners. I'm looking for those. Why? Because those are going to help me become a millionaire. But I'm already a millionaire. Does that make sense? I'm waiting for the results to catch up. When I joined this company, I decided I am a six-figure earner. And if you would have heard my first presentation, you would have thought, man, this guy's fucking successful. But I wasn't because I was brand new in the business. You get that? But I became it first. So I'm always checking my emotions. How do I feel? Do I feel like I've already got it? Do I feel like I'm already successful? Do I feel like I'm already winning? Right? What frequency am I on? What am I attracted to? Where am I going for food? What am I watching? What you tune into, you turn into. What's entertaining you now is training you now, right? If you're in a car, I suggest you turn it into a university, podcasts, audio books. Don't listen to music. It's not going to get you rich. It's not. I promise you guys. I said it a few times. Between the year of 2018 and 2021, I do not know where Aston Villa finished the table. I don't know what songs came out. I don't know what films came out. Because between these 3 years, I decided to change my mind. You get that? I left all the group chats. I said, no, I hung my football boots up. And I just said, you know what? I'm going to change the way I think. And that 3 years there has changed everything for me and my family. Because of that 3 years there. Right? So this information works, guys. I'm excited. If you get started today, obviously, you're going to get added into our Telegram channels, our WhatsApp groups. We've got events booked out like as of next week. I think there's going to be something over the weekend to help people get started with the trade and stuff like that. If you just want to trade, fantastic, man. You know what I mean? But I'm here for you, wherever you guys need. Let's do it, man.